you're new to industry, finding jobs is this whole brutal cycle of in order to get a job, you have to already have a job, but how do you get a job in the first place if you don't even have a job yet? Hey everyone, I'm Melody. I just graduated from college and I'm an incoming product manager in tech. Before I started my job, I wanted to make videos to self-reflect and share things that I learned. Today I want to focus on applying and getting internships. This is something I'm very passionate about because I had to learn how to network, write a resume, and interview from scratch. A little bit about me, I studied engineering and music at Scripps of the Claremont Colleges, and in my third year, I got my first Big Tech Internship as a product manager intern at Intuit. This paved the pathway to getting an internship at Meta and then iRobot. But getting here was a very challenging path. I feel like along my journey, there are some things I definitely wouldn't change, but there are also things I wish I knew about and would have done differently. So I hope by sharing my career journey, this will help anyone who's currently on their internship search right now. When I started college, I didn't know what industry or job I wanted to do, so I felt the best way to figure this out was to try as many things as possible, both in extracurriculars and classes. I did student government my first year in college because I always saw people run in high school. It looked really fun and I wanted to know what it was like to campaign, so I ran for first year class president. I put a lot of effort into campaigning and I got it. Also, I came into college as an econ major, but I was curious what engineering would be like. I struggled a lot in the classes in the beginning, so I spent a lot of time studying. My first year in college, I was preoccupied with academics and extracurriculars. It didn't cross my mind that I should be prepping my resume, networking, and preparing for interviews. Not until my second semester in college when one of my friends asked me where I was interning over the summer. I remember feeling confused when I was asked this because I didn't realize I should have been applying for internships in my first year of college. And then when I logged into LinkedIn and saw high school classmates post, I felt a lot of peer pressure. I thought I was behind and I felt like I should start applying too. And I think this made me rush the entire process, which was one of the mistakes I made when I first started applying for internships. I didn't know what I wanted at the time, and seeing others have internships made me really want one too. So I just crafted my resume, put my extracurriculars on there, my education, courses I took in college, and I just sent my resume to any company internship job posting I saw on LinkedIn or Handshake. Frankly, when I applied for all these companies, I had no idea what each of these companies did, and I didn't realize that your resumes were supposed to tailor for the specific industry you applied for. After submitting my applications, there were a lot of rejections and ghostings. I never passed the resume round, and suddenly one day I realized, okay, I'm clearly doing something wrong. I don't know what I'm doing, so I think I should go ask for some help. My first year, I didn't fully take advantage of the resources a college offers. If you're in college looking for a job, I'd really advise going to your career center. College career centers often host resume workshops, how to use LinkedIn, and how to interview. Also, go to the college career fairs. A lot of recruiters of brand name companies are there looking for students. I also wanted to approach this whole recruiting cycle more carefully this time, so I decided not to rush the process and really do the research into what potential jobs I could have when I graduate. Another amazing thing that college offers is the College Alumni Network. Your school or LinkedIn can help you find an alumni who works in a company or industry you're interested in. I began reaching out to alumni across the finance, consulting, and tech industries. I asked a lot of questions to have a better understanding of their industry, jobs, and company culture, and learned that the recruiting process and culture across finance, consulting, and tech are very different. And by the time I had a clear picture around the different industries and recruiting aspects of each one, intern recruiting season had ended for all three industries, but I told myself it was okay because I had a much better understanding of how I was going to prepare for next year's recruiting season. Also, because the three industries were so different, I didn't think I would be able to balance preparing for interviews across all three industries at once. So I told myself I was only going to focus on one. I was now in my second year of college, and my hard work of building up my STEM fundamentals my first year in college really paid off because academics were not as stress-inducing as they were my first year. I'd really started to enjoy these STEM classes, so I wanted to be in tech. Simultaneously, I continued my principle of trying as many extracurriculars as possible. So second year of college, I was a machine shop proctor, I TA'd for engineering and math class, I worked for Residential Life, I continued doing student government, now as student body vice president. At this point, I realized most of my extracurriculars were in leadership, and I felt like I didn't have enough engineering experiences that would help break me into the tech industry. I then saw a posting by a professor at my college to do an engineering research fellowship. In this position, we communicated with our clients to understand their pain points and did software engineering, data analysis, and lots of research to help our clients implement new processes to help them save costs and time. I learned a lot from this fellowship, both in technical skills, but also a lot about myself. I like software engineering and data analysis, but it definitely wasn't something I wanted to do full time. My favorite part of the fellowship was talking to our clients to help figure out their pain points. So I was really looking for a career where I could be involved in tech and help people. I then discovered product management. Product management really intrigued me because I'd always imagined roles in tech to be behind a computer screen all day coding. And this was a role where you do consumer research and work with many different people to bring a product idea to life. I was instantly sold, and I really wanted to be a product manager intern that summer. I learned a lot from my first internship applying cycle failures, so this time I knew I would have to give it my all to break in. Now my resume had a lot more experiences I could share, and I took a first pass at writing the resume myself, and then having the alumni I connected with take a look at it and give me feedback on improving it. I went to every single tech company hosted event and introduced myself to recruiters and gave them my resume. I also decided to network outside of my school. So if I saw a product manager at some sort of tech company on LinkedIn, I would request to connect on LinkedIn, tell them I'm super interested in product management and tech, and ask if they could share their experiences and advice. I also learned my lesson of not applying cold to any company if you can. Companies often receive hundreds to thousands of applications every day. I'm gonna stop here today because this video is more focused on how to start applying for internships and sharing the mistakes and things I learned when I first started applying. It's also to communicate the importance of refining your resume, networking, and preparing. Recruiting for jobs is very competitive. You really have to do everything you can to stand out in the crowd. For my next internship related video, I will talk about my recruiting process at Intuit, how I effectively networked and effectively communicated my college extracurriculars in my interviews to getting the job. I even got the chance to meet with my interviewers before my internship ended, and they gave me insights as to why they picked me, despite the fact that I didn't have a company branded name on my resume. But to summarize this video, my key points are, if you're starting out in your internship search, definitely do as many extracurriculars and take a variety of classes to find what you're passionate about. This will not only build up your resume, but also help you figure out what type of role and industry you want to pursue. Also, apply for as many companies as possible, both small and big. The first internship is going to be the hardest one to get, but after my first internship at Intuit, recruiting for my next internships were a lot easier compared to when I didn't have Intuit on my resume. So keep on working hard, keep on improving, you will move forward, I believe in you. I remember feeling really behind when I saw those people get internships right in the beginning of college. But I realized people have different starting points when pursuing goals. The mental energy you spend to compare yourself to another person should be spent towards improving on things you want to get better at and being the best version of yourself. If you keep on persisting and working towards your goal, every year it won't feel as challenging as it did in the very beginning. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video was informative. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you have any more questions. Subscribe so you can stay tuned when I post more videos. Bye!